But we did a tremendous thing, because remember, nobody, at a certain period of time, nobody wants to see death to those babies. Nobody. Almost, you could say, almost the most radical people on the other side. The Hamas terrorist invasion of Israeli territory, and the murder of Israeli soldiers today, and the brutal murder of citizens is an act of savagery that must and will be crushed. It has to be dealt with very powerfully. This is a time where the United States needs leadership. We don't have leadership. But Israel is at war, and the United States obviously is going to stick with Israel, and strongly. The war happened for two reasons. The United States is giving and gave to Iran $6 billion, $6 billion, over hostages. And, there was a very good trade. They got 5 hostages. We got 5 hostages. Okay, that's the good news. The bad news is, and their hostages were tough, by the way, I have to tell you. That was, okay, let's assume they're doing just fine. But it was 5 for 5. But in addition to that, we agreed to free up $6 billion. And that is an absolute disaster. And I would not be at all surprised if part of that tremendous wealth that they just accumulated went into all of a sudden watching this level of aggression. They didn't have that level of aggression with me. They didn't have it. This would have never happened with me either. You know what wouldn't have happened? Ukraine wouldn't have happened. Taiwan and all this tough talk with Taiwan wouldn't have happened. And what's going on with Israel right now, people were shocked. I wasn't shocked, because 2 weeks ago we gave them $6 billion. Think of it. So we get 5, they get 5, but the difference is we have to give $6 billion. $6 billion! Does anyone know what a billion is? $6 billion. It's like it's water. And we have now, our country is a perceived, we're really a country that's looked at with this tremendous perceived weakness, with a grossly incompetent and corrupt president. He's an incompetent man. He's corrupt. I don't know if he makes it to the starting gate. I guess in a way he does. We want to, and I say it all the time, and I mean it 100%. I would rather that Joe Biden right now, instead of being one of the worst presidents, and I think without question the worst president, the most corrupt president, the most incompetent, I would rather have him be a great president, even though that would mean likely we wouldn't be doing this, either that or we have to get that change. So if you think about it, 4 years ago, we did something that was, everyone said Trump is going to get the Nobel Peace Prize. I said, no, I won't, because they won't do that. They gave it to Obama immediately upon taking office, and he actually said he has no idea what he got it for. I did more deals to save people's lives, but I did something called the Abraham Accords with some tremendously talented people in the administration. And had the election been on the up and up, we would have had, that whole thing would have been signed, sealed, and I think I would have had Iran in there too. I think you would have had massive peace, but the Abraham Accords is a phenomenal thing. But think of it, so 4 years ago we had the Abraham Accords, and today we have Israel being attacked, viciously attacked. It's a big deal. It was a big attack with a lot of dead people all over the place. Who would think that? And the only difference is, I believe, it's the difference between one president and another president. And there are many other things. You wouldn't have inflation because energy caused inflation. And this guy stopped. You wouldn't have Ukraine because at $30 and $40 a barrel, he wouldn't be able to afford it. But I say, much more importantly, he wouldn't have done that to me. I told him not to. You can't do it. You can't do it, Vladimir. And he wouldn't have done